Hello, welcome to the Daily Political Tarot Readings here on the Black and Orange channel. Thank you so much for being here. The desk is shaking a little bit because it's a standing desk, and the desk itself is being shaken because somebody is washing himself, is cleaning his face, and it is shaking the whole desk. I'm sorry. Thank you so much for being here. I'm here 365 days of the year to take your 12 political questions at 12 noon. Just put your questions in the chat just before I go on, between like 11 and 12. And during the live stream, anything in all caps is how you communicate with me. Other than that, please type normally. People have whole conversations, and they're really kind to each other and supportive. Thank you. Thank you for being that way. Thank you for being so wonderful. And 10% of my income from everything Black and Orange goes to Feeding America at feedingamerica.org, which supplies food to food banks across the country. That's an ongoing thing. We have epic troll slayers who keep us safe. Thank you. Really? I'm going to end up just holding this thing. It just... Hi. Okay. And now we still have some cleaning going on. We're just going to have to deal with it for now. Okay. All right. I'm glad you guys like the overlay. Thank you. All right, but you need to come down just a touch there. All right. So jumping in this morning, first of all, yes, in case you cannot see it, this is a metal pin that is based on a sign from back in the 19-teens. Votes for women. We definitely need those. And I didn't have time to make tea. I was going to make some tea because, oh boy, we have got a little sip of tea for you today. All right. Oh, thank you, Sally. Thank you. Frank says GAE1. I don't know what that means. I'm sorry. All right. We have one bit of tea that's just funny. We have one bit of tea that's just... Anyway, so we'll start with the... going to spill some tea today. Some little things you may not have heard. Two little things you may not have heard. One, this is awesome. 3:15. It should do. Yeah, okay. 3:15. We're going to check in on the Pope Francis, because while on vacay, he's been on vacay in Mexico. I don't know if he's actually been on vacation, but he's been in Mexico. And the reason I'm wondering if he's been on vacation is Pope Francis has declared that the best remedy he's found for his bad knee, his arthritic knee, is tequila. Do, 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 do. So how's the Pope doing? I would think pretty well, since he's hitting the tequila. Oh. Tarot Destroyer. Troll, for these nations which you are about to dispossess, listen to fortune tellers and to diviners. But as for you, the Lord your God has not allowed you to do this. Deuteronomy 18:14. There, I have shared that. And I wish you all the best in the world. I do not have your beliefs, but thank you for being here. Okay, so tequila. I'm never again going to be able to look at Pope Francis without thinking, so how's he doing? Deborah Murphy says, I could see that would help till you try to walk. Yes. Oh, wait. No. Oh, okay, I really messed up the camera there. Oh, okay. Look, I disagree with him on so many things, but his energy is actually pretty good. It's narrow. It's narrower in places than any of us would like, but and you know how I always it started out as kind of a joke, you know. I read on so many politicians and I've read on so many who are awful. They're not all awful, but I've read on so many who are awful that it became kind of a running thing. It's like, all right, the bar is set pretty low. If I was stuck in an elevator with you for an hour, how would I feel? Would I be afraid? If I was stuck in an elevator for an hour with the Pope, one, I don't think he's ever alone. Two, I think he walks the walk. I disagree with him, but Pamela Bryant saying domes up. Oh, if it's against that troll person, nah. It's okay. Apparently, yeah. Who knows? It could be it might be a party elevator. Sherry H says if we get him drinking tequila, we may turn him into a progressive. Can you imagine? Well, he's got a lot. He's actually fought quite a bit of corruption. So, okay. 9 of Swords. Lovers. The energy I get is, you know, he doesn't believe in this, but he's welcoming of anyone. He has really tried to embrace the ideas in the Bible of love everyone, show compassion. You know, obviously he has limitations on that because of the narrow mindedness of parts of their beliefs, but yeah, we've had a lot worse popes. Okay. He causes a lot of grief in the world. I'm asking how he is. He has his health problems. How old is the guy? For what it's worth, I get when he crosses over, he's going to regret some of the grief he caused. But, you know, and he's not going to live forever because none of us do. But on the whole, he's not bad. All right. So Jennifer Johnson says the Pope has spoken out against the invasion of Ukraine. Good. Sherry H says he's a Franciscan priest, so I hold hope for him. All right, so bless you, sir. Now we have the real tea. And I still feel I should have a cup of tea, but I don't. But this is the best I've got. Okay, so here's the thing. Changing gears completely. Well, not completely, because it's tequila. But never talk about anything remotely like the Pope. Okay, but here's a bit of tea you may not have known. Maybe you did. I didn't. Records reveal that, okay, do you guys remember when Matt Gaetz was on Tucker Carlson and tried to throw Tucker under the bus with him? Or tried to pull Tucker under the bus with him? Do you remember that? I was at dinner with a young woman and you were there, and Tucker's just like, he's like, with your wife. And Tucker, you could see the look on Tucker's face. He was like, oh, this guy's not doing what I think he's doing. Okay, remember that? Records reveal that moments before Gaetz went live on Tucker Carlson's, like 15, 30 minutes before, in that awkward exchange about his trafficking charges, he was screaming at the FBI as they were invading his family home. Refreshing. I didn't know that. Hello. Greater TK. No, not Tucker's home. Gaetz' home. The FBI Gaetz was screaming at the FBI as they were invading his family home. Is there an arrest on the horizon? What's going on with Gaetz? I'm not even sure why they were in your home, considering it was most of it was just sitting out on Venmo for everyone in the universe to see. For education. Yeah. Gaetz. Well, he's not as panicked as he was, which would make sense. Because nothing's happened to him so far, really. There's been a whole lot of smoke, and as far as he's concerned, a whole lot of smoke, a whole lot of law enforcement invading his privacy. I use that in air quotes. But he's still walking around. 10 of Cups. A couple of different things this could mean, and one of them is very mean, so I will just put that down until I give a better sense. Okay. Lisa Graham says the FBI must be up to their necks in GOP evidence. Strength. Gatesy, Waitsy, King of Wands. 8 of Pentacles. Star. Tower. I do wish they would move along, but this does not bode well for Gaetz. He thought he could just get away with anything, and he'd just keep doing his job however he sees fit, and everything would just keep going. But this major arcana, star in the spotlight, tower on his life. This is coming for Gaetz. It's still out there, and it is. Ask not for whom the tower falls. The tower falls for thee. The tower falls on thee. Kind of makes me want to go back and watch that horrible interview. Like, oh, just before this, huh? I wonder if the crazed look in his eye kind of changes things. Terry Thomas says, looks like he's going to go through some stuff and things. Oh, dear, oh, dear. Okay. All right. Oh, I didn't write down the time on that one. Oh, well, I'll have to go back. All right. So at 15 minutes in, we're doing question number 3. Gretchen had a question. Corporations are making huge profits since COVID and this period of inflation. Do you see any consequences for their greed? Any consequences for the greed of those who've been greedy through this inflation? I think it may be too wide of a topic for me to really read on well. Oh, Greeter TK, do me a favor. Anything in all caps is how you communicate with me. And other than that, please just type normally. So that way I know when to pay attention to the chat and I don't. Sorry. All right. Corporations face any... 3 of Wands. Well, those are merchants sending their stuff out, bringing stuff in, looking, keeping an eye on things. Okay. 4 of Cups. 2 of Wands. Oh, no worries, Greeter. 7 of Pentacles. Knight of Swords. Death card. There are going to be price gouging. Price gouging will be better enforced. Those who were seriously price gouging, they're going to have real problems. But fruits of labor, it's just stockpiling. Oh, I see. People are making money by stockpiling and selling at inflated prices. This is going to end. Things are going to level out. We are not in. This is not the a decade of the worst inflation. No. And the inflation in the 70s apparently was 6 points higher than it is now, and apparently inflation's already peaked. And it's hard. It is hard. I'm not trying to say it's easy. It's not. And I've been. I know very much what it's like to be on a very fixed income, a very very little income, and be struggling for just the basic stuff to keep body and soul together. But this is going to get better. Yeah. The unemployment numbers are quite low. I want to say it's 3.9%. It was last I heard. I keep meaning I'm still working. I want to set up something at the beginning so I can just give you a couple of tidbits of just quick numbers or information so that when Republicans are saying, oh, the worst president we've ever had, you can go, really, this, and this. This situation is going to get better. This is temporary. So that's what I'm getting for that. As far as companies being held accountable, it's kind of broad, kind of too broad of a question. But I definitely get the economic system leveling out, and we'll be okay. We're going to get through this. Okay. 1930. Michael has a question. Michael Reaney. 1930. North Carolina has its primary today. Cheri Beasley is the Democrat that will most likely win, but how will she do in the general election? Can the seat be flipped to blue? I don't think I've got that on my... Still, it's going to take me time to get through. There's so many races. It's going to take me time to get through them all. Cheri Beasley. Cheri Beasley. So she's will most likely win the primary, but in general election, it's a particularly red seat. Is that what you're saying? Three of Cups. Okay, she may. I mean, that would say she'll be quite happy tonight. Michael Reaney says yes, it's a red seat. Okay. Four of Pentacles, King of Wands, Five of Pentacles, Page of Wands, Three of Wands. There's no cup here. There aren't even any swords here. This is even like voters deciding. This is, well, we know that anyone following the Orange Fiora and the MAGA garbage, they don't end up well. They don't end up in prospering states. Their state doesn't prosper. Their lives don't prosper. This is lack. These are both cards of lack of money, lack of medical care, lack of, you name it. But send the message and send more, blame it on Democrats and send more Republicans to office. But tonight she might be quite pleased. But the seat itself, it is lower arcana though. So maybe this is changeable. But for now, again, I'll have a look at the astrology at some point. Hello, Poop. That reminds me. There's something I wanted to. I will go on to the next question in just a moment here. There are a couple of things you've got to forgive me here. I need to. The other thing I didn't get a chance to do was crop down a few pictures because I want to make sure that you see this. So talk amongst yourselves. It'll take me a minute. I won't do all of them. There's one. Oh no, I need to save that. Where's a better one? There we go. There's a good one. So let me crop this too. And then I'll be able to show you. Sorry about this, guys. Take me just a second. Tequila. Okay. Save. Refresh. All right. And I just want to make this very clear. Some of you may not be like, what's the point? But okay, save. Best way to do this is I'm going to upload it. Yes, I'm going to upload this. 1, 2, maybe 3. And then I'll show you. All right. Sorry that took me a minute to pull that together. I'll go into the next question. The next question is about the UFOs, the hearing on unidentified flying objects today. How's that going to go? That sort of thing. All right. But before I do that, I just want to mention that yesterday I got a comment, and it's not the first one a comment of this nature I've had. So I just want to make it absolutely clear to everybody. All right. the comment, something came out, or somebody was talking about, something not being forgotten. No, something not being ignored, like Alfie. Those of you who have been watching for a while, I have 2 cats. I have a white cat named Bailey Boo Boo Zen Kitty. I have an orange and white cat named Brave Sir Alfred of Pumpkin. Alfred, Alfie, Pumpkin. Okay. And I have tried to explain in the past that Bailey Boo Boo Zen Kitty, they were both traumatized separately before I got them. And so they have very different coping mechanisms because of that. Boo Boo, I occasionally call Yo-Yo, because anywhere I go, guarantee I can go downstairs, I can go in the basement, I can go hither and yon. And it's like 3, 2, 1. White cat. All right. Alfie was abused in a completely different way. Because of that, he's much more independent. He likes attention, but only so much. And he has no fear. He will. I've never met a more stubborn cat too. He will not give up. He is not afraid of vacuums. He has his own bed in the front window in the dining room. He has his own table with his own bed, specifically there for him, so he can keep an eye on the neighborhood. And he finds this room boring. But I understand how regular viewers who haven't been around for a while might think it's always about Boo Boo. It's always about Bailey. And then we barely see Pumpkin. And I do get criticism that I ignore him. This is this morning, so I just want to share this with you, and forgive my lack of makeup. This very morning, that is inside StreamYard, me working on today's cover, and in the window there, that orange thing in the brown thing, that's Alfie. That's Pumpkin on his bed in the dining room. There's me with my computer sitting right there, so I can be near him. And he's actually kneading biscuits. He's doing this thing because he's happy. And there he is lying down when he was done. And then earlier on, that was him. That was him just looking. He's not ignored. I go to where he is. If I don't, I go to where he is. I play with him. Twine is their favorite thing in the whole universe. And I just wanted to, I don't have, where did it go? I had a thing of twine. It was right here. Anyway, I play with them every day. I spend time with both of them. So I just want to put that out there. And I would never do anything to neglect my cats, either one of them. So, all right. I just wanted to, Kevin says I'm calling SPCA now. Donate some money while you're there. So, all right, that's all I'm going to say. But anyone who thinks, oh, I only pay attention to him. Yes, Pamela, he's the one who got lost a year and a half ago. 2 years ago. Yeah, 2 years ago, April. Yeah, it was very sad. So anyway, thank you guys. Oh boy. And I love them deeply. All right. Moving on. 30 minutes in. All right. Shockwave was bringing up that The House panel is holding a public hearing today, on Tuesday, on unidentified aerial phenomenon, UAP, popularly known as UFOs, a high-profile moment for a controversial topic. Will the truth be told? Do, 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 do. Oh, okay. And I know UAP, unidentified aerial phenomenon, are real because I worked on, as I've said before, I worked on the edges of aviation. And many pilots have talked about it. Private pilots, commercial pilots. Yeah, they've seen the stuff. It comes suddenly this thing and it's like right there next to them. And they're like, oh my gosh. And then it just suddenly goes whoosh, straight up with no means of propulsion or anything, or yeah. Ace of Cups. Could be emotional. Could be very emotional. Could be very shocking. It definitely weirds some people out. Oh, Linda Kingsley has the same kitty issue that I have. 7 of Swords. King of Cups. Hermit. King of Wands. World. They're definitely trying to figure it out. Various, for the fact that I've got 2 kings and 2 major arcana here, you'd think this would be like, it's this big thing. The energy doesn't feel like that. It feels quite calm. Like, all right, we're going to carefully look through and we're going to do evidence based on something everybody here can. We're just going to touch on the points that everybody can agree on. And we're just going to look at the facts. So, I'm not, regular viewers know I'm not your alien. I'm not your alien reader. I'm not saying they don't exist. I have no experience with that, and I don't pick up on that. I pick up that we are absolutely not alone in the universe, but that our neighbors are so far away that when we finally see them, it will be a freak out. And then it'll be like, oh, because there's so many habitable planets with water and all the things you could want between here and there, that why would they attack us? So, because if there's one thing in the English language that is most accurately named, the most accurately named thing in all of the English language is space. So, yeah, just careful. And this feels more like someone who's just more worried about, some people freaking out, but they're also worried about, are we in danger? What is this? Is this hidden technology? What's going on there? Then you've got the more aggressive people who are like, all right, do we need to hunker down? Do we need to? And they're just carefully going through it. All right, that's all I'm getting on that. So Elmenzi says, we are in the boonies of the galaxy. Yeah, kind of. I wish I had the I wish I had the image, but some scientists have done some really great some really great work showing how they're almost, they said that for lack of a term, it's almost like if you look at the different galaxies, what have you, it's almost like it looks like filaments running. There are all these, it's like a web, and there are places that have a lot more galaxies when you look at it 3D, and then you have spaces where there's very little, like nearly nothing. And then you've got, and it's almost like they're almost like main thoroughfares, as it were, but these thicker bands. We are on a little offshoot of that, on the edge of a big whole big nothing, a big gap in the web. And then over here, there's more, and we are kind of in the boonies. But as far as galaxies go, if you're looking at the bigger picture, and when it comes to space, you think you're looking at the bigger picture. It's like, no. The picture is much bigger than you think. So, so that's all I'm getting for that, is careful working their way through. That's all I'm getting. But if that's your thing, more power to you. I'm not here to convince you, convert you to my way of thinking. I'm not here to. I will strongly disagree with you if you show up and you are a Trump follower or you're a MAGA person. Then I will strongly disagree with you. But I'm not trying to convert anybody. 37. Oh, yoy. Okay. On the one hand, this is sad. On the other hand, this is, well, okay. So Ukraine has stepped back from Mariupol after the 82-day siege, and is hoping for a prisoner exchange for the hundreds of soldiers that have been stuck in the steelworks. How will this go? Now, the Russians are losing in other places in big ways. So, and Mariupol has really taken the brunt of a lot of this. So it's not surprising. On the other hand, I imagine the Ukrainians are saying, yeah, let's have a prisoner exchange. Russia, here, you can take your underfed, poorly trained, demoralized soldiers. Sure, have them back. They're all yours. So, how's it going to go? Mariupol, the prisoner exchange. I hope the Russians will stop shelling long enough wherever they are for there to be a prisoner exchange. Russia. It's one of those things where to some extent, they're just going to have to finish flattening the city and just rebuild from scratch. A lot of history lost, a lot of lives lost, but Russia's not going to win this war. I have never picked up on them winning this. At least not that I remember. Correct me if I'm wrong. Page of Swords. Bullies. And it's only one part, because they're all, matter of fact, there are some areas, I want to say that you know how on that image of Ukraine they've been showing, and from your perspective over here, they have Crimea, and then they have Donbass region and all this kind of stuff. There's a bit of land that connects. And I want to say that bit of land is the Ukrainians have been taking more and more of it. There is a point along those areas. Ukraine has reached the Russian border. There is an image of a dozen Ukrainian soldiers taking a photograph together on that border. Looks kind of like a border crossing, but it's like right there. All right, humanitarian prisoner exchange. That's good. King of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, High Priestess. That actually, this would be, Russia still thinks that there's some kind of empire. But this is as prisoner exchanges. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And there's movement here. The Russians think that they've got so many more soldiers, it won't matter. But their communication with the people on the front lines or in nearby battlefields, wherever they're going to make any kind of exchange, you got to really go out of your way to get a message to those people. Don't shell here. Their communications are, as the English would say, pants. Okay. Just 3 cards on Ukraine and the conflict with Russia. Jammed up, bogged down. I mean, jammed up, not bogged down. Jammed up. Russia, you are so going to lose. Okay. Ukrainian-Russian conflict. Oh, it's a big yawn. Oh, yeah, it was a big yawn. Yes, it was. Knight of Wands. You started it. Ace of Wands. They started it. 4 of Wands. They thought it would go quickly. 5 of Wands. Oh, gosh. Maybe it's not going so well for the Russians. Okay. The next question is about Sweden and Finland having applied to NATO. I'll have to really shuffle on this one. 42, 45, 43. We'll just do 43. All right. So with Sweden and Finland now having applied to NATO, it is potentially stronger than ever. What could happen if, or when, Putin crosses the line into Poland, or I'll just say a NATO country, if you don't mind. NATO getting stronger and stronger. I'll do if Russia crosses into a NATO country. I'll do when. The potential of if, the potential of when. Almenti says Turkey is threatening not to vote yes. I wrote on that yesterday. What I got is they're going to come under immense pressure. So let's hope. All right, that's an if they cross. This is a when if they're going to. Russia decides to invade a NATO country. Stop the steal. Stop Putin from stealing other countries. All right, if. This feels like we have all these weapons. We're going to send them over there, but it's like they just fizzle out. It's like one of those weird, I don't know, the mental image I'm getting is one of those, not full-blown fireworks, but the kind of fuzzy thing, like the thing that the Weasleys sent after Umbridge, where it was just, and it was like right in her face, and then it just kind of flew past, and it just, matter of fact, I think it turned into a bigger thing back there, but just this kind of, where you just, what is that? That's what that feels like. And NATO country, like, So Russia's military has been gutted, and they've been able to hide it for a long time. All right, when Russia invades a NATO country, it's a dream. It's a pipe dream. It's like, this is what we would have. We would have vacation spots, and it would be glorious. And what are you smoking? You'd have death and rancor, and you'd lose. Yes, Almenzi, turn into a dragon and chased her. Yes. But the mental image I got was the little part. Anyway. Yeah, I'm not getting Russia invading any NATO country. It's humiliating how bad their militaries turned out to be. 10 of Pentacles. This is a dynasty. This is they kept the fear up for a long time, and then they had to finally, they find, it wasn't even put up or shut up. It was just, we're going to do this thing. And it's like, okay. And then they just showed how corrupt their system is, how much of their materials have been gutted, rusted, badly things are trained, bad communications. Yeah. 47. All right, we got 2 questions here on the whole SCOTUS thing. One is heinous and one is potentially good. And I'm going to just take a bite of this right here. And chew it while I'm shuffling. Oklahoma Governor Kevin Stitt. All right, so you already know what we're dealing with here. Has warned sovereign Native American tribal lands? I'm guessing nations. The wording was tribal lands, but the tribes. Oklahoma Governor Kevin Stitt has warned sovereign Native tribes on tribal lands to not make abortion accessible in their territory if Roe is overturned. Warn them, have you? You don't say. You don't say. Is our Secretary of the do we still have the same Secretary of the Interior? That was a great day. Biden came in. But Oklahoma Governor Kevin Stitt, who I just hear that word and that name, and it's like, oh, geez, yeah. That's the situation, and that's also what I feel inside when I hear his name. It's like, ugh, 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 ugh. Katie Arbuckle says, but isn't Oklahoma all native land? Sovereign land. Sovereign. Sovereign. Do. Sovereign. Oh, Stitt in a snit. Ten of Pentacles, Five of Cups, Eight of Cups, Queen of Wands, Strength. Oh, they can make it very uncomfortable for native tribes, but who's surprised? This is where Oklahoma thinks they're starting out from. This is that Republican dynasty kind of mentality, wanting to kick down liberal laws. And this is fine. Well, then I'm going to walk away. And how dare you keep these liberal laws over here? We're walking away from this, and you're coming with me, lady. Let me grab you by the arm and drag you away. Queen of Wands, you will live under our rule. And the Strength is, no, I won't. No, I won't. But they could make things very uncomfortable. Katie Arbuckle, let me rephrase that. Isn't all of the U.S. native land? My family's not from here. Jennifer Johnson says, Stitt is the twit's fit making me spit. So Stitt, what's gonna happen? Oh, I'm gonna tell them. I'm gonna give them a what for. Queen of Wands again. Not your choice. That's a decision card. That's a choice. And guess what? It's not yours. Good luck. I mean, there's no guarantee that native tribes are going to do that. I'm just saying, Oklahoma thinks it can do a lot. It can cause a lot of grief. It can be difficult, but it makes things difficult. But I don't think we've got a leg to stand on. Katie Arbuckle says, my DNA screams mostly Celtic and Viking origins. Celtic, redhead. Dad's a carrot top redhead. Mom's side of the family is from Slovenia and Croatia. And I'm told I look Croatian. Okay. All right. Okay. Dragon Lady had a question. 54? Yeah. 54. So Dragon Lady had a question, which was the possibility of the Supreme Court, with the possibility, the real possibility the Supreme Court is going to throw everything back to the states. So we're going to have a period of time where a number of states are going to outlaw all forms of necessary a whole bunch of necessary women's reproductive health issues. They're just going to crush any of that in these ruby red states for a period of time, a year, maybe two, is what I keep getting. During that time, will violence increase? But also female on male violence, women having to stand up for themselves violently, women standing up for other women. How violent is it going to get? Pete Arbuckle says, by Celtic, I mean 16th century British nobility. Very nice. By Celtic, I mean, I have no idea. I just know my dad's a carrot top redhead. And everybody on that side of the family has skin whiter than milk. Violence increase. Actually, it feels like women sticking together more. So it isn't individual women becoming more violent. It's groups of women protecting someone who's being attacked and standing up as a group to, that's what it feels like. Doxymon, fish belly white. Oh, and you are a fool if you think you can... Women survive childbirth. Traditionally, women also have stronger immune systems. Don't make us angry. Was it McGee? Mr. McGee, don't make me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry. Queen of Pentacles. Oh, there are a lot of wealthy women too. Women who have jobs in positions of power. And Four of Swords. Lawyers. I'm getting a lot of lawyers here. A lot of lawyers. Temperance. Strength. Queen of Wands. So there are, of course, there are going to be women on the right who, you know, my job is to be submissive to my husband. But on the whole, there's not really violence here. There's more using the tools that we have. Positions of power, money, buying politicians, standing together. Congratulations, you just made a whole big multi-generational increase in a fight for women's rights and pride. So you might be going home to the little missus who's yes, dear, whatever you say, dear. Just got a little nauseous saying that out loud. But in the rest of the world, Alan says, as an Australian, I seriously don't get any of this. Women's bodies, women's decisions. Women's health is paramount. It's a no-brainer. Thank you, Alan. Thank you. Yes. Yeah. Yoy. Dragon Lady says, it sounds more promising than I thought would get. Thank you. Good, good, good. Red hair. I do know that there are two genes. And why so many men who aren't redheads grow beards that have red in them is because the one gene is more common, but you have to have that and another gene to be able to get red hair, especially really vibrantly red hair. But you'll see a lot more red in men's beards than their hair in general. That's what I read. You're 1 hour in. Okay, so Trump. Oh, this is a new one. Okay. GOP Representative Markwayne Mullin from Oklahoma. Look, with my given name, I don't make fun of many people's names. I really don't. Yeah, I know what it's like. I try to get people's names right. I'm very sensitive to other people's plight in this. People rarely spell my name correctly, let alone are they able to pronounce it correctly. And most often they'll add 2 N's at the end, and it's like, no, it's already got 10 letters. It doesn't need 11. Anyway, I understand that. But I will say, when you are almonds, yes, red hair is a double recessive gene. Yes. But I will say this, that when you are putting together, when you are pushing really, really regressive stuff, when you are narrow-minded, having you run the risk of turning yourself into a cliche. My opinion, there are some good people out there, and they have lovely names, and there may be even somebody who has this name that is a lovely person, and I hope so, because I know I can't. It always kind of twigs in my ear like something not quite right there. And poor Sarah, who's from the South, just dies every time Markwayne comes up, because that's his name, Markwayne. It's not Mark Wayne Mullin. It's Markwayne Mullin. At least that's the best. That's I'll double check, but that's my understanding. Oh, Sandy Miller, her puppy dog just saved her from a grass that was slithering by. Yep, Markwayne Mullin. So GOP Representative Markwayne Mullin from Oklahoma is putting forth a bill to expunge the January 6 impeachment from Trump's record, as if it's a traffic ticket. Will this gain any traction in the House? So at least one of the impeachments, we'll just get rid of that. We'll just expunge it like it never happened. We've expunged Trump's impeachment, the second one. Not going to go for all of them? You're not going to go for both impeachments? You're just going for the one? Is that how this is working? Oh, everything he can think of. This is a lot. This is the card of a lot. And this is I get ones for the far right. So this is just, they're throwing everything they can think of. Okay. Ace of Cups. I think I dated a guy named Wayne in college, but it was short-lived. And there's nothing wrong. It's a good name. It's just, he was awful. 8 of Pentacles. 5 of... Sit down. Seriously, dude, sit down. This is for your MAGA bona fide. Your MAGA bona fides to... Because expunging it would help prove that there was no reason for impeachment. Because there wasn't. Because it was a perfect election. Perfect phone call to Ukraine. Perfect attempt to overturn democracy. Perfect, because Trump is perfect and all is perfect, and we will fight for the because we're in the cult, and this is all the rest of us being like, shush, sit down and shush. It is not going to go anywhere is what I'm getting. Markwayne. Gretchen says it's all a distraction from the January 6 hearings. Oh, that hasn't. Yes, I agree. On the other hand, that hasn't even begun. Oh, they are going to pull out. When I say they're going to pull out the big guns, I'm 99.9% sure that I'm not being literal there, but matter of fact, we should probably look at that. 106. Let's have a quick look. Will MAGAs pull out the big guns, literally or figuratively, over the January 6 hearings and or findings? And my description's too long, so I'm going to go down here and I've got to get rid of that. Okay. Petrus, is crime in America as much of a problem as Bill Maher was saying? First of all, I don't listen to Bill Maher. But is crime in America a problem? Yes and no. We have crime. We have mass shootings. That's where we stand out. But in general, my understanding is our crime isn't necessarily worse than anybody else's. It's just the mass shootings. So we get clumps. We also have the other thing is you have to keep in mind is percentage-wise, because you can say, well, this country has so much less crime. Okay, well, one, what are their gun laws? But two, how big is their country? Are you looking at there have been 1,000 murders here, but there have been 100,000 murders here. Okay, well, how many people are in the country? How many people are in those countries? So, but that's my understanding. Kevin Brazil says my beard is a crime. Kevin, I have not seen your beard, but I can guarantee you it is better than Don Jr.'s beard. He really has managed to grow a beard that makes his chin look even smaller. It's white. It's like a white donut right here. So it just looks very, very small. And then he whines and sniffs a lot, so. Petunia Maria. I've always wanted to have a friend to call me with a female name. Petunia Maria it is. Okay. Go back up to the questions. Thank you for being here. Thank you for doing this with me. Okay, this is kind of ugly, but let's have a quick look. Will the MAGAs pull out the big guns, figuratively, hopefully not literally, over the January 6 hearings and or findings? Oh, and by the way, I'm tempted at the end of this to share with you guys. I should Alex Jones. Maybe I should just find it and tell you where to find it. Yeah, I should do that. Alex Jones had a prayer. Did you guys see this? Alex Jones was praying on his show and doing a blow-by-blow commentary on it was Hal Sparks. This was last night. And there's something that Alex Jones said. I was laughing so hard. Poor Hal. I think he almost died. He was laughing so hard. I think he stopped breathing for a while. So, oh, Pamela, hello. Joanne says, Alex Jones praying for what? A brain? Oh, it is. Ugh. I'm tempted to play just a tiny snippet because you won't believe that he said this. Anyway, I've got to go into this heinous energy. So I'll just go into this heinous energy. So MAGAs. Going to how badly are you going to lose your mind over the January 6th hearings and the aftermath? If the DOJ gets involved and Chariot. Pamela Bryant says, please do play it. Okay. Kevin Brazil says, you have me watching Hal now. Go good. Happy to do my part. Knight of Swords. 6 of Swords. Empress. America. 9 of Pentacles. Emperor. Well, the kind of mobilization, it's like way back here. If they're going to try to do something, thank you, Petunia. If they're going to do something, it's going to be early on. But it's a fantasy. This is all a fantasy of we're going to take our country back. We're going to make America get great again. So, for the Republicans to be sitting pretty and we'll get our emperor. And this is not America. This is America. And we don't have a monarchy here. We don't have an emperor. I would love, a lot of these people, I would love for them to tell me, what's the difference between a king and an emperor? You are so knowledgeable about politics and all of this and how wrong the liberals are and what the country should be and all of this. What's the difference? You tell me. Just that simple thing. What is the difference between a king and an emperor? Likelihood of them knowing. Do 1/13/30. Kathy Barnette in Pennsylvania. She's the one who Trump has not endorsed because, of course, he went for the TV personality, Dr. Mehmet Oz, right? Kathy Barnette is the Looney Tune who is anyway, she's awful. She has come out swinging at Trump and said, we never aligned our values with President Trump. President Trump aligned his values with us. She's not wrong. Not on that. She's wrong on everything else, but Joanne, pardon? So Kathy Barnette in Pennsylvania is coming out swinging at Trump in his bid to help push Oz to the head of the primary during the election. Regardless of the outcome, will Kathy Barnette succeed in dulling Trump's shine with the MAGAs? Nah, she's a woman. This is terrible. This and one more question, and then I will play that just tiny little snippet of the Alex Jones prayer for you. And then I'll give you the link so you could go watch the whole thing. It's a moment. All right, Queen of Cups. That's the Democratic side going. Oh yeah, that's true. Oh yeah, she really is awful. Oh yeah, he does that. Oh yeah, definitely. Oh, I hate when he does that. Oh yeah, she did do that, didn't she? King of Wands. Worlds. Trump, who thinks he's the center of all because he's a raging narcissist. Strength. Two of Pentacles. Sun. Nah. Nope. No, they haven't. No one's managed to take the shine off of that orange. You know what the expression is. Not that you can put a shine on one, but anyway. In this one instance, she's right, but nah. Okay. And where are we? 117 and a bit. Yvonne had a question. Now, I'm not sure how well I can answer this, but I will tell you what I pick up. Because Yvonne's question was that the January 6th Select Committee staffers were told to expect bombshells during the hearings start. What will these bombshells be? Let me just see what I can pick up. I know they're going to be infuriating, but I don't know that you need me to tell you that. Alan, yes, the strength card is the woman quieting down the orange monster. Oops. What kind of bombshells will there be at the... I'm afraid I've got my questions for today, but I'm here 365 days of the year. You just put your questions in the chat during the hour. I just do the hour before I go on. So, bombshell info or real? No, we're reading information. Information. Just information here. January 6th Select Committee. What kind of informational bombshells will the January 6th Select Committee hearings reveal, especially up front? Whew, that is putting Republicans on some shaky ground. It's minor arcana, but it's still shaky ground. 9 of Swords, Lovers, who is in bed with whom? Page of Swords, 2 of Swords, 9 of Pentacles, Liars. People have been quietly behind the scenes worried because they are full-on Trump-supporting cult members. They've been bullies, but they made decisions. And now they're sitting there like, I never did anything. What is the problem here? Like Pence pushing this fantasy that he was totally against. In every way, he was against what Trump was doing, and he didn't help at all. It's like you're on tape. It's right there, dude. Nobody before you was asking individual states, are there any objections to these electors? Yes. Is it in writing with a signature? Yes. Please bring it to the wherever. State after state after state. No, that never happened. What? Huh? Shock. Right, people go in thinking, yeah, they'll do whatever and we'll react. But then these guys, what do you mean calling me out with the truth? How dare you? Okay, let me do something very quickly, and I will grab that video. The readings are done for today. If you are, I thank you for being here. I'm here 365 days of the year, as I said, and apparently I cannot find any of the cards I'm looking for. There are 5 cards I was looking for, and not one of them showing up till halfway through. Really? I will be back here tomorrow. Aha! There's that. One more would be nice, but really I just need the big one. You're not alone. We are in this together. There are good days ahead, and don't forget that. Okay. And besides, the popcorn I'm going to weigh 200 pounds from the amount of popcorn. Well, then again, I'll probably burn it off in frustration and walking the treadmill. Rage treadmilling. You're just not going to work with me today, are you? There you are. All right. I don't know where the other one is, so I'm just going to go without it. Yeah, nothing handy. All right. I said earlier, most of these MAGA people, they don't know what an emperor is, what a king is. They don't understand the authoritarianism. These are kings. You have a king here over this land. You've got a king over this land. You've got a king over this land. An emperor is when someone is in charge of multiple kingdoms. Holy Roman Emperor. He ruled over multiple kingdoms. That's what that is. Same thing with an empress. So that's why this is bigger, and this is major arcana. These are minor arcana. That's why this is such a bigger deal than these. That's what that is. All right. Alex Jones. Okay, I basically just need to go through this quickly to the point where I'm watching Hal dying. And, right. Oh, yeah, I think this is it. Okay, I think I found it there. So I will get rid of this. I will get rid of that. I will share. Chrome tab. There's this. And hang on, let me put this in. Make sure I'm connected so I can hear. No. Okay, it's just going to ignore me. All right. Oh, I think I can hear now. Yeah, all right, it's connected. Let me see. Is this the right? Actually, I'm going to stop that screen for just 1 second and make sure this is the right place. Okay, 1 second. Okay, let me share this. I don't want to share too much, but see you later, guys. Share screen. Okay.
Section 230, right?
God comes first. You come second.
I don't know if I can wait that long.
Just a focal point because I have trouble bending over.
Have you met Dinesh D'Souza? I have no doubt you have trouble putting your shoes on, Alex. No.
And to thank all the great listeners and activists in our spirit. God comes first. You come second. I'm just a focal point because I have trouble bending over.
Okay, I'll put the link in. Let me put the link in the chat because that's a Okay, so yeah, there's a link in the chat. I'll put it in I'll put it in the comments as well. So. And the reason you can make fun of Alex Jones is because he's so awful and because everything he was saying from the beginning was so disingenuous. So anyway, yeah. Petra says, I don't think I want to pollute my brain with that, but thank you. Oh, no, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. But if I had told you he had said that, to be like, no, he didn't. He didn't really say that. Oh, yes, he did. And those are the receipts. All right. That's going to do it for me for today. But thank you, guys. I will be back here tomorrow. It is 1:36 p.m. here in Chicago at 4 o'clock in 2.5 hours, just under. I'll be over on the Book Art Media channel, do creative sprints. You're always welcome. Bring your creative projects. Other than that, I will be right back here tomorrow. All right. So take care. And don't forget, there are good days ahead. All right.